it's the Book Curious Bibliophiles back again for our third episode of the Tiny Tidbit Reviews. We have Kevin joining Lila and I this time. The shenaniganry. Kevin is joining us this time for our review of Taran Matharu's second Summoner book, The Inquisition. As you guys know, the first one was Kevin's choice for our big Book Curious Bibliophile book club. I think it was our second choice. We decided to continue on. So right now we're going to start with how everybody felt just real quick with the overall book, and then we're going to jump into the things that we have written down to discuss. Kevin, how did you feel?
It was I.
Can you elaborate, please?
Oh, you want more than that? It was quite the... I thought it was like really well done. It was a great continuation to the first one. Picked up right after the first one left off. There was no recaps. You got a lot more story. That ending though.
We're not talking about that just yet.
I know. Okay.
Lila, how did you feel?
I really liked the adventure overall. I thought it was really well put together, and I don't know, it was just a really fun book. So
I'm going to forewarn everyone right now, if you can hear a bottle crunching in the background, we have a new puppy, and she likes the plastic bottles. So I apologize, but it's keeping her relatively quiet.
Wait, you guys have to show everyone your puppy. Show the puppy.
Okay.
Dolly, come here.
You got it.
You just had to say that, didn't you?
Yes.
I know.
Come on.
You're a grumpy grumpers, aren't you?
So this is our 3-month-old puppy, Tali.
It's chewing on my thumb.
She is a German Shepherd Lab mix.
We don't know that for sure.
Yes, we do. She got her some webbed toes.
Look, pointy teeth. Can you stop?
Okay. Put her back down.
Go on. Go play with your bottle.
Okay. Now that you've all seen our puppy, let's get back.
Puppies get good ratings. Just saying.
Lila, how did you feel about the book?
I just double our score.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought the adventure was really well played out. There were a lot of really cool moments of tension and a lot of surprises, which it's hard to surprise me, but at a couple of points I was really like blindsided by a couple of things, and that was really fun. It's fun to be surprised in that way.
What got you the surprise?
Huh?
What surprised you?
Both times I read it, I forgot that Jeffrey was the one who was trying to like mess things up for them.
A backstabbing bitch.
Yeah. Both times I was surprised by that. And then I was like, oh, like once I got to that point, I was like, oh yeah, of course. But like the whole time up to it, I was like, I know who this is. But the way that this is written, just like, I can't figure it out right now. So,
is it Cress? I think it's Cress. Oh, it's not. Damn.
No, can't be Cress. So yeah, that's really fun to have moments like that. So I really enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it also. I mean, I still freaking hate Didrik. With a burning fiery passion, I hate that man.
There's nothing wrong with Didrik.
You shut your mouth.
Hey, was the fiery passion thing meant? Did you?
Pun intended.
Pun intended.
I hate Didrik. I hate him. But on the complete opposite side of that, Solomon and Othello, though. Those guys are my favorite. Solomon is my favorite demon. I love him so. Yes, I just love him so much. No, overall, I really enjoyed it. I picked it up and I think I read it in like 2 days. I just kind of whipped right through it. And then, of course, asked Kevin questions the entire time. I'm like, oh my God, is it this person? Oh my God, what's going on? Oh my God. And he wouldn't tell me because he sucks.
You asked me not to fucking tell you anything.
Doesn't matter. Okay, So the first thing we all wanted to really discuss was Rook, and I believe you worded it as
Rook's a douche.
Yeah,
I mean, okay, after reading, I think I'm the only one here that read the other novella, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Like the leading up to it, but Arcturus and that. That explains a little bit more on why, I'll leave it up to you guys to read this, but why Rook is such a dick. Because he was a douchey kid, so he's going to grow up to be a douchey human. But it's like he's almost being a dick just to be a dick. Like there's no reason behind it. Granted, he is working for Forsyth and all that, and the old king, and blah blah blah. That Fletcher can't be a noble. Fuck him. But a lot of times it felt like, why is he being such a dick? Like the motive wasn't quite there. I don't know.
Right. He's very much like a classic villain who's just like, ooh, yes, I will. I'm going to
twirl my mustache.
Character.
I pictured him with a douchey little pencil mustache too.
He was definitely very like smarmy looking in my imagination, but like, yeah, like a lot of the things that he was doing it was way overkill. Even if it was just a matter of fact of that he's a racist bastard who works for the Forsyths. It would be like he had bureaucracy on his side. Like he didn't have to go as far as he did. There was like an element of like, this guy is kind of a psychopath, or must be, or has some kind of thing against him, against Fletcher personally, where he just wants to kill this child. Like, and I had to keep reminding myself of this, like, Rook is a grown man who wants to kill a child. He's focusing all of his energy on making this child disappear. And I'm like,
well, okay, like they explain that, or Taran Matharu explained that a little bit more in, I cannot remember the name of it, but the
Outcast?
No, the Outcast is the new one. That'll be book 4, book 0, he's calling it. But it's the novella leading up to the first Summoner book is about Arcturus and how he got his demon, and he was in Vokins with Forsyth, Rook, King Harold, Fletcher's mom and dad, Lovett, and all them. And he was in there, and Rook and I can't. You guys want spoilers? Are you guys gonna read it or not?
Yeah, I'm gonna read it.
I mean,
but I like spoilers, so
they tried to do Rook and Forsyth tried to do the same thing to Arcturus because Arcturus is actually a bastard son.
Right. And
so they get permission or whatever and get kicked out of Vokins. I'm not even quite sure. They haven't really touched on it yet. I'm sure he'll do that in Outcast on how Rook and Forsyth actually graduated. I know I'm sure they're nobles, blah, 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 but they got expelled out of Vokins for trying to kill Arcturus.
Origins.
Yeah, Origins.
I see.
Well, because they ended up actually almost killing Lovett and Arcturus, so.
My favorite ship.
She's an annoying little twit in that.
I don't care.
So.
Don't care.
Ooh, Lovett?
Lovett's my favorite teacher.
Lovett's
Lovett
like
and
really
Arcturus
young.
are wonderful together.
In Origins, she's really, really young.
Don't care. I ship it.
Well, she and Arcturus are supposed to be the same age, right?
No, he's older than her.
Oh, really? All right.
Yeah.
Then. Okay.
Like FedEx, I ship it.
I'm done. I can't. If you're gonna make fucking puns like that, I don't want to be here.
Okay, so segueing from Rook to, why does it always feel like Fletcher's in trouble?
Just.
Well, how else did the story move on?
Let Silva be in trouble.
Silva's too hot to be in trouble.
No, it's
let Othello be in trouble. I don't care.
It's like perfectly timed. The thing that got me was like everything would build up to this one perfect moment, and then someone would be like, "No," and it would be like, and then it would be like, "Oh, you thought you won the tournament, but really, like, you are actually just gonna go to jail now."
No, I agree. It's frustrating because I liked that there was constantly conflict. I liked that it was one of those things where it didn't feel like there was a dull moment. You always knew something was going to happen. But come on, Fletcher's had enough shit in his life.
Since we're right here, he was ready to give it all up to prevent the Dwarven revolution. Or not the revolt, sorry, not revolution.
He's just like, okay, I'll die.
Yeah, he's like, you know what, King Harold, you're a fucking G. I'll do it. I'll take one for the team. Just mark it up.
Well, then they were like, hey, let's inject you with this manticore venom. Let's just do this. But guess what?
Just keep pumping.
We talked about how it only takes like 2 drops. Nah, we're just going to keep shoving it in. We're just going to keep dumping all the venom in. And I mean, we'll see what happens. You're going to die, but we'll see. It's okay. You might not.
Right. It's like those old tests that they used to do on witches where they would throw them in and like if they sink and drown, they weren't a witch, but they're dead. So it doesn't
matter.
Like,
I mean, you gotta test for rabies one way or another. I mean,
yeah. But yeah, I don't know. That was a weird part of the story because it's one of those things where everything is like just in time. Like, what's his name? The guy that comes in and tells the story of his heritage. I forget his name.
can't say nothing.
Well, hi.
The next book.
I know. I'm only 34% through it. Come on, give me a chance.
You can't even say his name?
I can't think of his name either. No, I'm looking it up though. I'm trying to look it up.
That's not helpful. But yeah, that guy comes in and tells the story of his heritage just in time for them to be like, does anybody have any final statements? And he's like, I do. And he like just like rushes in and changes the whole story just in time. Like everything's just in time. And then
he comes into Fletcher like, I got you, boo. I got you.
Exactly. And no, I think that was one of those like on the spot like things that Rook thought up. I think it was Rook who thought up.
So many times in the third book and I can't find it now.
It was one of those things that Rook thought up who was like, he's probably a rally, but I still want to kill this child. Like,
fuck, he's a noble. Don't care, still want him dead.
Still want this child to die. but like
go ahead, sorry.
But no, that was it for me.
Earlier you referred to King Harold as a G.
Mm-hmm.
Would you care to explain why he is a G?
The dude's just trying to hold shit together. Like, I feel like he's on like a giant cruise ship of just complete bullshit and it's all leaking and he's just sitting there with fucking masking tape just trying to hold the thing together. Like, the dude's trying, but he's doing what he can.
Right. And like in the beginning I didn't really like him because he was the one that suggested that Fletcher basically give up his life for this cause. But then I was like, well, I guess I understand if it's going to prevent there from being an out-and-out war. But whatever he does, there's like the possibility of war. So I don't know. What?
Sir Calder.
Sir Calder, yeah.
Yes.
Sir Calder. He's also one of my favorite characters for reasons to be explained in the third book.
Right?
Right.
Shush. Stop teasing.
What about Rotherham, Aaron? Do you remember him?
No?
Oh, that sucks. Oh.
Guys, shut up. Focus. I liked that, like, King Harold is only king as title. Like, he has no control over anything. He literally has to just basically seek permission from Daddy. Can I do this? Can I do this? Oh, Daddy's mad. Now people are dying.
Right. It's really a study in bureaucracy because nothing is what it seems. It seems like King Harold is the king and has the power to do what he wants to, but when you get up close to it, it's like, nah, it's a little more complicated than that. And there are a lot more forces at play. So King Harold is really like captive to the whole system that he's in. So
yeah. We wanted to discuss the missing Raleigh son.
Was it Raleigh or Raleigh?
Cut that out.
I pronounced it Raleigh.
Really?
I mean, I guess it's up to anyone's interpretation.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to discuss, did you see Fletcher, did you see it coming that Fletcher was the missing son?
I didn't. I thought he was going to die. I thought that was it.
At the beginning of the book, he was going to die, and then the rest of the book would just...
Well, I could see the rest of the book being carried on by, following Silver or Othello and...
Othello.
I mean, I could see that.
I thought there was, with the first time I read the book, I was like, okay, well, I know that he's probably not going to die. I think he's going to, get to the gallows or something, and then something's going to happen. I didn't expect it to be revealed right then and there that he was this missing Raleigh son, and that he was a noble and had lands, and, just a complete change of fortune right at the lowest point in his life.
I totally called it.
You did?
I did. I didn't see everything that happens at the end coming. That was a little bit of that was quite a shock. I cried in the middle of GameStop.
Did it crush you?
Too soon. We were picking up a pre-order and I was finishing it and I was crying in GameStop. It was just at work sobbing, and I'm just not okay. But no, I called him being, a noble and everything like that. Totally figured that out, but the rest of it, I was just holy crap, nope, didn't get.
I kind of have a theory on that everybody can use magic in that world, but they want to keep it just to the nobles.
Nobles.
Explain your theory.
Well, that would explain a lot of the commoners' kids. If you take just a couple and you leave the thought of, oh, hey, they're an abnormality. They're rare.
I meant the thing with Didrik.
Oh, Didrik. Didrik's a very good example. I actually forgot I brought that up the other day. He didn't have any powers. He wasn't a noble blood. Then all of a sudden, he gets half his fucking face roasted off, and, oh, here you go. You get magic powers now. Here's your little beetle bullshit.
Do the nobles, do they get tested?
Everybody gets tested, I thought.
No, they don't test the commoners. They don't test orphans, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Because the king had a loose dick and just went out and fucked everything.
Yeah, I remember.
Or was it, who's Arcturus' father? Because Arcturus is bastard born, right?
Yeah.
And Arcturus had, I guess, assumed that Fletcher was his half brother. With
I thought it was
one of the nobles that really hated him.
I thought it was the OG king.
I thought so.
No,
too.
I think it was one of the nobles. But I'm blanking on the name. There's so many different nobles. There's so many different
the ones that showed up to the tournament in the first one.
Right, yeah, they did. And they were giving him death.
Was it Isadora's parents?
Was it what?
That's the Forsyth, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's Forsyth?
Yeah, I thought it was the Forsyth.
Oh.
But now I can't remember. And I don't have my physical book to go searching because it's across the room.
I'm on it.
While Kevin's searching for that, though, somebody wanted to discuss towards the end when they're on this giant rescue mission, and it's basically a rescue and a
game.
What?
It was a game. There was a reward for doing what they did. Like, it was basically a giant it was a game. There was like 2 or 3 teams, and they sent them off. Oh, hey, if you go smash a bunch of eggs and babies, you get all this money.
I didn't look at it like that. I guess I just looked at it as
I did. It was Hunger Games with magic.
I just looked at it as, they were going out to do reconnaissance, and they were going to see if there was any way that they could tip the war in their favor, and they were going out to rescue this missing what does she have?
She's got my fucking boot. That boot's bigger than you. Sorry.
Get it from her.
Well, she's got it. She worked really hard to get it.
I don't care. Anyway, like they're going out, they're trying to tip the war in their favor, but they're also searching for this missing noble-born woman. And everyone assumes that it's Lady
Cavendish.
Cavendish. By the way, it was Arcturus is Faversham's kid.
Faversham's kid.
That's
Sham? Motherfucker. Give me my boot. Here. Stop eating my boot.
She grabbed it again. And they get there, and they're, fighting through everything. Ignatius is swimming in some lava because he's just like, I got this. And they discover, she's in this cage, and it's not who they thought it was. And I didn't see that coming. Like, that was just, it completely blindsided me.
Right. Like
I did not expect it at all.
That was rather shocking.
Yeah, well, there were 2 big reveals, like, in short succession, because it's right before you find out who she really is, and right before the very end of the book is when you figure out that Jeffrey is the one who has been firing crossbolts at Fletcher whenever he gets the chance, or whenever Crash is out of the room.
And at
Isadora.
No, them too. At the son of who they thought they were going to rescue. Because he killed the son, and
made it look like it was Cress.
Yeah, that leads to things.
Yeah, so you get that tidbit, and you're like, oh wow, like I never would have suspected it was that guy, because he's just like in the background, like, here, look at these plants, and like I took notes, and I have asthma, and I'm completely non-threatening, and
until it's revealed, I'm a Forsyth Fury.
And then like for a second I thought it was one of the other guide who was a slave and came back with them, because when Fletcher was in the
Malik or whatever,
something like that.
Yeah. Well,
he's like aiming the crossbow at him, and I'm like, it was you, and then he kills the goblin, and I'm like, it wasn't you.
Oh, right there. That's another prime example. Fletcher was ready to fucking just take one for the team again. Like, well, like, I guess I'm not gonna scream. Here we go.
Yeah.
Then they get back to the giant room, and who they think is Lady Cavendish sits down, and Athena sits in her lap, and everything comes to light, like, hey, this is Fletcher's mom.
Yeah. What? Yeah, that was a big moment too, and like right at the end. So it wasn't like you had any time after that. It was just like, oh, and by the way, this is Fletcher's mom, the end. Like, have fun with that waiting for the next year.
That was rough. That wait was rough.
Yeah, it was.
No, along the same lines as, you know, the ending was shocking.
It crushed me.
I need you to stop. That hurts. Seriously, guys.
Seriously, what?
Like, Silva's demon.
Oh.
Fletcher crushed it, yeah.
She was still alive, you bastard! I felt everything!
I was like,
that weight was crushing!
Shut up. There was tears. There was like ugly hiccup crying in public. It wasn't even like I was in the safety of my own home and Kevin could tell me I sounded like a dying walrus. I was in public sounding like a dying walrus. And
well, they know.
It was one of those things like I'm reading and I'm like the last 20 pages and I'm whipping through them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still not even sure if I properly like understood what I was reading. I literally like it happened and then I just like was flipping pages. So that was pretty brutal. I did not see that coming at all.
Yeah. But then the third book happens.
Right?
We're not talking about that yet. That's next week.
But we could.
No, we could only talk about 34% of
You can
it.
go in the other room now. Go sit and think about your life.
So yeah, I mean, there was just twists and turns all the way around. I did like when they were, you know, on their way to the temple and they were trying to find the white orc or whatever. I'm not gonna lie, the entire time I just pictured Lord of the Rings and the pale orc.
See, the way he described him, I pictured him like more of the World of Warcraft orc than like Lord of the Rings ones, where they're all just like burly up top, giant slack-jawed motherfuckers.
Totally pictured it as the pale orc from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, but he wasn't even
from
scary.
The Hobbit.
He was just kind of dopey looking.
You're dopey looking.
I know.
But I liked that as they were on their way there, the little like imp gremlin thing that he saved Blue.
I love Blue.
Yeah, G too.
And then, you know, they're going through some shit, and all of a sudden Blue kind of like saves them and takes them to their goblin mother or their orc mother. And I was just like, what? What? Why are you living under? What? That was an epic slap in the face. You know, she's like, not all of us are like that. They came and twisted us that way.
It's the importance of being compassionate to your fellow Blue. You do a favor for your Blue, and Blue will get you back. Especially
definitely hooked him up.
I love that they ride guinea pigs, though. It's adorable. Did you know guinea pigs could jump? Because I didn't. Yeah, they can jump.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, thanks to Taran Matharu, I now know that.
The guinea pigs can jump.
I had to look that up. Like I read that and I was like, well, fuck, they can jump. All right.
So what did you guys rate it overall?
So 5 out of 5.
I think I rated it 4, but that's like usually one of my top ratings. I would only rate something a 5 out of 5 if it's like I'm gonna read this 10 times.
You've read it twice. You're almost there.
To be fair, I have read it twice, so maybe it's a 4.5.
That's what I rated it, was a 4.5.
I gave it 5 lightning bolts out of 5. I still can't believe nobody thought of that before Fletcher. The tattoo things on his hand, like that just blows my mind.
Why is nobody else doing it besides?
And then the scrying stone, like even
the
scrying stone,
right?
And the hand thing, and everyone else has their little mats that they're flicking out all the time, and I'm like, just do the thing.
It would save so much time.
It doesn't even have to be on your hand. Like you could
Right.
probably
You can
have
get
it.
a glove like the one that Cress has.
Right. That's right.
So do it, people. Like, I was very frustrated with that aspect of it. Like,
Well,
whenever he explains someone's like rolling out their mat, and I'm like, oh, that is so 2 years ago.
Even though it made sense. Because he does make a point where there's a demon that it's hard to get out of a summoning circle because it's so big. It takes a minute. I'm trying not to give too much information away here. Like,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, she knows what I'm talking about now. But
Okay. Well, with that said, next week we will finally be doing the review for the third summoner book, Battle Mage, which I promised to have finished by then. I'm very excited. Can we talk about the pretty covers though? Like they're so
very nice covers. I like the cover art a lot.
But next week we will be talking about Battle Mage. I would like to say thank you to everyone that is potentially watching. I apologize for our crazy dog. It is
crazy cute dog.
Yeah, she's crazy cute. I love her. Remember, it is okay to be but curious, and we will see you next week.
I didn't picture Fletcher like that. Just saying.
Bye, guys.